Beauty is the finest flesh, O bearer mine. Look at all this life, O bearer mine. Boons I grant you, O bearer mine. But debts must be paid in time.
Welcome back, Guardians. My name is Trams87. Have you heard of the Ahamkara? The illustrious, ever-elusive, twisting and churning, ancient whisper so sweet, promises of power, treasure or fame. Their height knows no bounds, and their hunger more ravenous than Zol. But what is an Ahamkara? To explain that, we need to refer to the beginning, in those pre-Golden Age era days when the Traveller first entered the Sol system. The Ahamkara are a species that were first encountered by humans on Venus, said to resemble dragons. They were exterminated by order of the Tower. The Ahamkara appeared sometime after the Traveller terraformed Venus. They are described as the dragons that made promises, and many Guardians made deals with them for knowledge and power. The Tower came to the decision that the price of these deals were too high, and ordered that the Ahamkara be made extinct in what came to be known as the Great Ahamkara Hunt. Evidence suggests that it was primarily the warlocks that were responsible for wiping them out, although some non-warlocks certainly contributed. Following their extinction, the Ahamkara continue to be of interest to Guardians, although the study of Ahamkara lore is frowned upon by many. So you're probably wondering, what in the world is the Great Hunt? Well, I'll explain. Have a listen to this lore entry from the Great Ahamkara Hunt, and it reads: The Great Ahamkara Hunt was a massive hunt by the Guardians of the city to exterminate the Ahamkara, mysterious creatures rumoured to have been brought into existence by the Traveller during the Golden Age. The Ahamkara were frequently sought out by Guardians for their wish-granting powers. These wishes would always backfire, however, and cause far more harm than good. As valuable as the Ahamkara were, ultimately the Vanguard deemed them too dangerous to be allowed to live. In addition, the Ahamkara had begun to do something to Venus. No two Guardians could agree upon what they saw, and a warlock that had witnessed the event became unstable. The Vanguard warned Marasov of the Ahamkara, as well as asked her to exterminate any Ahamkara that ventured into the reef. Marasov, seeing an advantage in having the only Ahamkara alive, delivered weapons to the Guardians to assist them in their hunt. Officially, the hunt was successful, and the vast majority of the Ahamkara species were rendered extinct. Ahamkara bones are used in some warlock and hunter armor. So the question is, are the Ahamkara dead, or are they alive? Well, my personal answer is no, they're not. In fact, there is proof of a species of dragon on Nessus, which have actually been confirmed by Bungie to be dragon-like in type. Dragons, myth historically, yes, I made up a new word, don't at me, are typically very good at hiding. There were also many Ahamkara bones on the planet Io, as well as Ammonite bones, which were a race in Fundament. So what are their bones doing on Io, so close to the Ahamkara? When the Traveller came to the Sol system, it's really interesting to me that the Ahamkara appeared after the Traveller terraformed Venus. Now what we don't know is if they were already dead as bones and the traveller brought them back to life, or if they were paracausally brought into existence due to the right conditions. What I do know is the Ahamkara hold a massive key to unlocking the truth of the many mysteries in Destiny, and it honestly wouldn't surprise me if we get to see dragons on Europa, or maybe even some that have been frozen for a very long time. Have a listen to this lore entry from the Book of Dust, titled The Bone, and it reads: They are waiting for Lavinia in the courtyard of the ruined tower. Although they do not strike until she holds the guilty object in her hand, a titan in New Monarchy Red pins her to the ground. A hunter with a gun barrel as wide as the moon cuffs her and calls her a looter. Raoul has a watch on this one, the titan remarks, consulting her black-tipped ghost. Says it's for her own protection. The hunter hisses and flinches back. She's got a bone! Get off her! Enough! This new voice is strange to Lavinia, but the power in it can only be Ikora Ray's. You will never touch a mortal human in anger again. This is not our purpose. Thunder booms. She gets the sense that voluntarily or otherwise, the two New Monarchy Guardians have vanished. Lavinia tries to stand up, but Vertigo and the cuffs pinch her sideways, and she lands hard on her hip. Master Ray, she gasps. I'm sorry. I should have filed a... Lavinia, Ikora's coiled fury has a tooth of fear in it. Open your left hand. There's a bone in her hand, a long chunk of jaw, with one huge white protruding tooth. It's warm and comforting and solid. She clutches it protectively. The key. The egg tooth that will crack open the mystery of the Nine and put her back in the Master's good graces and save her from the probation Raoul dropped on her when he hauled her out of the archives. With an effort of will that makes her shout out loud, she opens her fists and drops the Ahamkara bone. Ikora Ray makes it fly away. You weren't after that bone, it was after you. Did you make a wish, Lavinia? Did you ask to know about the Nine? She tries to explain that she didn't, that she only wanted to track the bone back to its source, Venus, hopefully, and to learn why the Nine needed the Ahamkara. Why do you think the Nine needed Ahamkara? Ikora asks dangerously. To make wishes, Lavinia pants. Zer didn't appear in the tower until the end of the Great Ahamkara hunt. Whatever they used to get from the Ahamkara, she leaves it unsaid. Maybe the Nine are now getting it from Guardians. Ikora rubs her brow. I can't stop you, but if you keep looking, I can't protect you from the consequences. Help me, Lavinia begs. There's something here, something that connects everything. The trials, and the Ahamkara, and the Guardians, and the Nine. They are things the consensus knows about Gaul's attack, things they haven't told us. Ikora Ray puts up one finger. Lavinia shuts up. Choose. Are you going to go back to school and let me pretend you were never here, or do I have to report you for theft of an Ahamkara bone? Lavinia takes a deep breath. I'm sorry, she says. I have to keep going. I'll try my luck. The tribunal's verdict is unanimous. Lavinia Garcia Emer Tawil has trespassed against her oath to guard the commonwealth of humanity. She will never set foot in the city again. This particular lore entry is really important, and it ties into a lore video I did a few weeks ago called The Nine, where I talked about the significance of the Nine and their interest in the light and the dark. What's super clear about this lore entry is that it would appear the Nine had maybe been communicating with the Ahamkara, but the Guardians destroyed many of them, but they're still interested in the powers they hold and what they could do with their paracausal abilities. Now, here are my thoughts, and these are loosely speculative, but based on the lore we have right now, Ahamkara aren't dead, they're alive. In fact, they can't die. They go on to live just on another plane of existence, still able to grant wishes. I think it's also possible that we'll get to see them again, and I for one can't wait for that day. It's a story that holds so much more the more research you do on it. For now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more lore videos, then consider subscribing and also hit the bell notification to get updates on when I upload new videos. Thank you to everybody, both new and old lights, for the love and the support. It's been really humbling for me. This began as a hobby for me, but I'm really excited to bring more lore videos for you guys and go on this journey together. But for now, remember that you're not your circumstances. No matter what you're facing in life, you can do all things. Stay safe and Godspeed.